Days away from game number 1. The 49ers come to town September 7th. Take on your Seattle Seahawks, so we get a chance to see what this team looks like when real live action happening out there.
Do you know the spread on this game?
I have no idea. I haven't looked. What is it?
Who would you think is favored?
I mean, Seahawks are at home, so I would tend to believe they should be favored, at least the traditional 3 points.
1.5-point underdogs.
At home, really?
Yeah.
What does that represent? Lack of faith in the Seahawks or a ton of faith in a healthy 49er team?
I think it comes down to that was an injured team last year. Because what were they, 6-11? I think last year.
Let me see.
And then, also the Seahawks were 3-6 at home. And, I think you can explain away that the 49ers were bad because they, had injuries.
Yeah, 6-11.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So I think there's that, and then also the fact that, like we talked about with our 5 biggest things, I mean, it was a teardown offensively. You got a new offensive coordinator. You got a new quarterback. I mean, Shanahan has been solid, and, everything is established there, whereas you look at the Seahawks. So I guess I understand it. I would have said the same thing, that the Seahawks are favored in this game, but I guess I can understand when you look at it from a national view or the bettors or whatever, that, this is a team that is just entirely new on offense.
Yeah, it's we'll see. Hopefully they're in the business of proving Vegas wrong and the pundits wrong. I get the idea that you don't know what you're going to get. We don't know what they're going to look like offensively. They may be tremendous. They may be better than we ever could have thought, or they could be a disaster or somewhere. But it's all new, so we don't really know. So I get that uncertainty. But Mike Macdonald was very tight-lipped, as he is about pretty much everything. But giving up any details about their health heading into this first game of the season.
Good to see everyone. Hope you had a good weekend. I hate to disappoint you, but there's no injury report today. We'll let you know accordingly on Wednesday, so hope you respect that. But good work today. Guys, we're back in the building, locked in. Really good day, and day off tomorrow, and we're kind of in normal in-season cadence at this point.
Boy, he wants no part of giving any. Do you think when he's 50 years from now, 40 years from now, when he's in the league, he's going to be Belichick Jr.? He's going to go up there and just go, we're looking ahead to San Francisco.
I like to think not, because I thought I loved Bill Belichick, but I just thought that was childish of him. You know what the deal is. Yeah. And I think Mike is grasping that, and he's got his own style. But, I mean, I think he sounds great now. I mean, last year he was trying to get through it, and now you're starting to see kind of what you're going to get. I think he has a great sense of humor, and there is a little bit of humor in that part of it. But, yeah, as far as answering the questions and everything, I think he's starting to find his own style.
Yeah, it's going to be I'm fascinated. I'm excited to see what this offense looks like with Kubiak, and obviously a new quarterback, new receivers, a couple new old linemen. So it's all new. It's all new. But Macdonald was asked about the guard depth with Christian Haynes starting the season on the IR.
Well, I mean, we're with one less guard. So that's the way we feel. But we got some young guys ready to go step in if somebody couldn't find their helmet, and then we'll go from there. But, possibly, like, Olu's probably the next guy in the game. Jalen would go to guard is the plan right now.
I thought that was interesting.
If somebody couldn't find their helmet.
Yeah, I like that too. Can't find their helmet. Like I said, he's getting into his own sort of style of how he does the pressers. But
is that a shot at Thurman Thomas?
Oh, that's right. Thurman Thomas, he couldn't find his helmet at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did it end up being? Do we know?
I don't remember. I just remember that was the story. He couldn't find his helmet.
Where's my helmet?
So he was not out on the field.
You'd think that would happen more often, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I pretty much always had mine in my hand.
Well, now they sit on the bench and put it on that little post that's behind them, and yeah.
But I thought that was interesting information there. That's the way that they would go, and I think it shows the versatility of Jalen Sundell, that they're going to move him over to guard, and that's why they activated him a couple of times last year, because he's got that versatility. So Not a big guy. I think he could possibly be compared to Joey Hunt, but hopefully he won't get run over like Joey Hunt did a couple of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, that as far as the depth goes, like he said, one less spot there, one less guard, but that would be the plan, that Olu would go to center and Jalen Sundell to guard. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's hopefully they're not going to be challenged with the depth, that they're not going to have to go and look for, all right, let's make this move, bring this guy here, this guy moves, shifts to this spot. Hopefully, at least certainly early in the season, they can develop some chemistry, and the line look good, but it's preseason, so we keep it in context. But, yeah, there's a reason to be, in my opinion, optimistic about what we saw. And more importantly, the commitment to running the ball. And because to me, I'm looking at it going, all right, if Sam Darnold isn't quite comfortable, they don't have their rhythm yet, that takes a lot of the pressure off him to win the game by passing them to victory. He's going to have to make plays, but it doesn't all have to sit on his shoulders the way it sort of did with Geno, because they couldn't run the ball. There was no threat of a run game from this team, and it all relied on the passing game.
Yep. Yeah, they had to ditch the run game. And think about it last year. You had at center, you had a guy named Connor Williams that was starting, and he was sick of football and didn't want to be here anymore.
How many games did he play?
I want to say 6 or 7.
So he didn't even get to the halfway point. Huh?
Yeah. And then Laken Tomlinson was another guy. And Laken Tomlinson is a good player. He just was terrible in that offense. And I don't know, maybe this year he'll end up somewhere. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but maybe he's at the end of his career. I don't know. But, man, it just seemed like that scheme did not do offensive linemen any favors. And like I said, I keep saying this because I just couldn't believe I heard this from a rookie. But Gray Zabel said that this is an offensive lineman's dream, this offense, the way that they run it. So it's very offensive line friendly. And that's what, Kubiak was known for when he was at both San Francisco and New Orleans. That, they had the moving pocket for the quarterback. I mean, they just put offensive linemen in a really bad situation last year. And you know what the other thing is, speaking of offensive line? The nice thing going into this year is that we don't have to sit around and speculate about Abe Lucas, or at least we haven't been.
No.
It's that whole injury thing has kind of gone away. And for a while there we thought it was chronic and it have to be managed, and in fact it does. If you have a knee problem, whatever. I mean, I had a dislocated knee in college. I was getting treatment on my knee, my whole career. So, I mean, you're gonna get that done no matter what. But I just, the feeling of, it's something chronic and it's like something that's looming in the distance and we don't know when it's going to, just take him out of the game, it's kind of gone away.
I was excited when I saw him out there with nothing on his knee, not even a sleeve, not even the compression sleeve, nothing. And running around and looking, it didn't seem limited. I mean, that to me said a lot, because how often do we see guys that have had multiple surgeries or chronic issues with an elbow, a knee, and you'll see it wrapped, you'll see a big, heavy guard, brace or something on there, and there was nothing.
Oh.
And it doesn't guarantee health by any stretch, but that was, I don't know, it just gave me confidence that, okay, I guess it did get fixed, and maybe Pete did sort of misspeak a little bit the way he talked about it, kind of calling it a thing they have to manage, which leads you to believe, okay, it's chronic. It doesn't go away. We're going to have to manage it. We're going to have to just deal with it in perpetuity here.
Well, and Abe Lucas is not the first guy that's going to go run into the mic and tell everybody about it. Like, he's a pretty quiet, private guy. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. And I think, you mentioned that he didn't have anything on that knee, that he's doing that on purpose. That, I mean, he probably could put a sleeve on there or whatever, but I think he wants everybody to know that it's not a problem. And so, yeah, I mean,
that is a big relief going into the season. Hopefully he can maintain that, because he's obviously massively important to this line. Yeah.